everyone, and welcome to my weekend macro update. So this time I don't have much of a macro updates. I'll just probably reiterate a couple of things that I said in the past and how they are panning out, and I'll go over the coming week and some of my past trades. So it will be like a review of what we did for past couple of weeks. So yeah, this is a like as you can see, this is a big earnings week. So this week we have Apple on Thursday, Microsoft on Wednesday. So there is like Tesla, Meta, Visa, Mastercard, ExxonMobil, Chevron. All these, it's like going to be a busy week for earnings, and this actually blends in with my volatility coming in week. Also, this there is the Fed meeting this week, so it's going to be a pretty volatile week, in my opinion, and that's what I see in my charts as well. So let's go over all of those one by one. Um, so let's just review how the S&P looks. So this is the S&P. It kind of tried to break out. It kind of made a new high, but then it ended up in this zone. So S&P actually had a bullish signal on a weekly basis. So now it's out of that. So be careful, guys. Volatility is gonna hit pretty hard, or this week maybe it'll be probably it'll end up a sideways week because it's barely broken out of that oversold weekly uh, uh, signal. But February is going to be interesting, definitely interesting. So same thing with QQQ. Also, I wanted to show you guys, see how, this jumps, last week, they were on a very low volume. So, these gaps that it left here, it has to come back. And, I'm still of the opinion that there is a 10 to 12% correction coming, and it will happen pretty fast. So I think last December I said, price should be going here. It went in the opposite direction, but I think it's gonna come back in February. I think it is coming back, and I think it's gonna test this level for sure. Um, so let's go. Also, another thing, I'm short USO. I'm still not out. I'm convinced that this is going to go lower, and I'll explain why I see oil falling pretty hard. That is because I think inflation is also going to come down with oil, and oil I think is one of the um, key factors for inflation, coming down. But I do see oil going up pretty quickly once it, probably hits this area, maybe in February. It's gonna bounce. I mean, there are like a lot of bullish signals. Only thing is, the trend and momentum need to cross to the upside. They are negative right now. So I do see oil coming into this channel, and then hopefully, it'll touch 70, and then inflation probably will go down. So that is my opinion on the oil. Also, let's go over Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I mean, it's in a zone where it's like not gonna do much. I don't see much happening in Bitcoin. It's kind of um, showing some kind of oversold on a short-term basis, but not much uh, activity. I'm thinking, Bitcoin will probably go sideways for a while, and then maybe it will try to, test this before it comes back. It's not going to go down. I don't think anytime soon, because I don't see any major um, overbought signals. So another thing, this is the most important thing I think this week, and this is what I wanted to discuss mainly this in this video. So if you see here, I mean, this is VIX ETF, and if we go on a monthly basis, this is the chart of monthly. See, this is the candle for December, and this is an inverted hammer, and it's a green hammer, and this is pretty bullish. So I was really surprised. I mean, that volatility, came further down. But again, it's forming another. I mean, it's not complete yet for this month. Again, it looks like a hammer, but this time it's red. It's a little bit less bullish, but these are combined. I think they are pretty bullish. So VIX is looking like it wants to take off, and it will. Problem with VIX is once it takes off, it really jumps. I mean, it's not gonna go up like 10% and just stop. I think it's gonna take off. So this is gonna be very interesting. So this will result in very interesting February. Definitely, February will be much more volatile than anything that we have seen in um, recent time. So another thing, why I saying that the there will be deflation is because when I look at velocity of money, um, um, so this is velocity of money, and this is I think like it's released at a 3 month interval. So last one was end of July, so we have not gotten October, and then there is January, and and I think by April we'll hit this point, and I think the velocity is gonna decrease. It's gonna hit this point. Oil is gonna fall. So you'll see, with all the unemployment, like I made a video 3 weeks ago, and I said, I see unemployment going up, and in the news now you see that unemployment is hitting 10-year high. The new unemployment claims, and all that kind of news. So I think this is very close to, they didn't release the data yet, but it's pretty close to hitting this point, because um, I think the demand in oil will drop, people will spend less, people will lose, a lot of people are losing jobs. Trump initially looks like he wants to tighten lot of spending, and he's tightening external spending. And another interesting thing I think that will happen over next decade is that you'll see a lot of domestic inflation, but US dollar will still keep at a very high level. So it will be very contradicting signals, because uh, the wages, US wages will rise, I think. Even if you look at the trend, by 2030 they have to raise by 25%. So locally in US there will be lot of inflation, but then I think with Trump closing down all this funding to external entities like WHO and everything, the rest of the world will struggle to find dollars. So that will keep the dollar index pretty high. Um, Another thing that I wanted to discuss is gold. I see gold going down. So it's not like it's not. I'm not saying that it'll crash, but I think it will. I think it will go down to at least 22K or so. Um, Actually, I did my analysis on physical gold. Let's get there. So yeah, so I see this coming down. I think this is topping, guys. So physical gold, people are very bullish on it. People think that there will be a lot of inflation and all that, but I think people dollars will be hard to find. Um, so this thing I think will come down to 2200. This is where so basically this this physical gold ETF, you have to multiply this number by 100 to get the gold value. So this gold is right now at 2740, $2,740. So I think it will come to like 2300. Well, probably go down to 22 maybe, because momentum takes it a little bit further. It should stop here, but usually it doesn't. So it will. I think this is definitely topping. I see that. So this is going down. Um, so be careful. I'm not saying that sell gold here. I think this will be a buy opportunity, but it's a very long term investment gold. It may pan out in next 10 years or 20 years, but around 2034 I see gold. People who have bought gold all this time, I think they will be richly rewarded around 2034. So it's another another 10 years or so, guys. So you have to be really patient with gold. um, so that is, I think, what's gonna happen. Now let's look at some of my trades that I suggested in the past. I think I've been giving a trade away for last 2 weeks. Let's see how it worked out. So this Tuesday, I think I gave Jack, but this was last Tuesday. I think I gave AGI, and it was around like 1920. I bought $19 options on it for February 21st, and they are already close to doubling. I'm gonna sell then. I've already placed the order. I bought it at $1. I'll sell it at $2. So in 3 weeks, if you are doubling your investment, that's, I think, a pretty good return. So I think this already broke out of this bull flag. I think it's gonna go higher. um, I am right now looking to see how much higher this might go. Yeah, I think it's gonna go higher, but I'm not gonna hold it. So it's up to you guys. But I do see it going higher, little bit higher than this. So I think it'll break out of this channel. So 21. I I won't be surprised if it goes to 24 within February, March. But I don't want to hold it that long. I'll just take my quick profits and run. Also, longer you hold, it's gonna take you to through a roller coaster ride, and I don't like it. So another trade that I suggested last week was Jack. It's Jack in the box. Let's look at daily. I think I basically bought it on Tuesday. So it's gone up by a little bit, but I think it's gonna hit all the way to 44. So I see Jack in the box hitting. It's kind of running into some kind of resistance here, but it went through it already, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think fifth. It already hit something here. I think this week it will just jump higher when it starts, and then it just goes higher. So I see it going all the way to 44. I don't see any problems. Uh, and it will happen pretty quickly. I think like in another 30 days. That is my opinion, guys. Another trade that I am looking at is NVDA. NVIDIA looks like it's ready for the bounce, guys. NVIDIA looks pretty good. It looks pretty bearish here, but it filled this gap, barely, and I think it's gonna go higher. So I think it's gonna like really low volume, or I don't know what will happen, but um, it has its earnings on end of February, looks like, and before that, I think it will make a run. So I think it will make a run. I think it will break out. So it'll probably hit at least 166, 165. So NVIDIA, watch out, guys. I mean, if you guys are short, it's probably better to get out of its way. If you're long, good for you. It's gonna go higher. So that is my weekend video, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow in my market update video. Bye for now.